we went to his funeral 2 years ago. He committed suicide. And there was 2,000 people there. There's 2,000 people at his funeral. So you go, wait, if he would have known, look at all these people that love him. Look at all these people that flew from all over the country to come show their love and support of this family, but that loved him. How did you get the message that there was not one person on this earth that cared about you and that you were going to end your life? I went to Rehab, which was like I really didn't have anything to do. And I was off tour. And it was kind of like a PR move at the time. Mm-hmm. They were like, we'll go to Rehab, I guess, which is like absurd that I would be there. But it was awesome, actually. Everybody should go to Rehab. But I remember going there and, I had my relationships with my family, and my parents obviously still loved me and cared. I was like, everybody's going to hate me and everybody's going to excommunicate you. And everybody's like, no, dude. Everybody sending me letters, everybody encouraging me. And then I remember my sister, I talked to my sister and I said, this is kind of, I wasn't in the healthiest place at the time. I go, how many followers did I lose? Because I had like, however many, 4 million followers at the time or something. She goes, how many followers did I lose? And she goes, none. And I was like, under some, just like we talked at breakfast, that I should kill myself. Like, where'd you get that? Yeah, people were screaming very loudly on the internet, but there would be more. If you want to build the evidence that you're a child of God, that you're deeply loved, you're flawed but deeply loved, or if you want to build the case that you're a bad guy, you could build both of those cases easily. And you could probably build the one that you're a son of God and of infinite value much easier than you could build the one that you should leave this planet. Mm-hmm. Much easier. So everybody was like, yeah, dude, we love you. And then I started coming back, and then I remember my agent was like, well, this is like 8 months later. I didn't do anything for a long time because COVID happened right after that. And we did a show. The first emotional moment that I had, I never said anything online for 8 months. I said, hey, I need to get some help. I need to take care of my personal life. And I remember me and my assistant, we decided to come back to the internet 8 months later. And I didn't know what people were going to think. I didn't know what people were going to say. I didn't know what to do or nothing. And me and my assistant, Eleanor, we were sitting in my kitchen. We were sitting in my kitchen at the coffee table there and I had these new headshots taken. And on Facebook, if you post your new headshot, it goes into the feed. It's like so-and-so posted a new headshot, and no one had heard from me in 8 months. No one knew. I mean, my family knew where I was, but no one knew if he's never going to come back again. And no one knew. Haven't heard from him. We don't know his side of the story. It's just a horrific time that's embarrassed himself all over the internet, and no one knew. And I was like, well, if we're going to post next week or something, we should get some fresh headshots or whatever. So I did a photo shoot, and I pressed, my assistant was there. We weren't really thinking anything of it, but I pressed upload, and it must have gone into the feed. And the support was, I will never forget that the rest of it. I was like, oh my God, he's back, dude. I'm so glad. I can't believe he made it. We freaking love this guy. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for, I can't wait to see what he has to say about COVID. Oh man, I couldn't be, this makes my day. People were like, I'm crying. I can't believe this must mean. It was like it's like almost like, I don't want to compare it to anything in the military, but you're done, you're out of hope, and you see like the light flickering and you're like, oh my God, maybe it's and it was just, and we were just sitting there, man, we were bawling, dude. We were bawling. And we were just like, and why was that so significant? Because this goes against all my whole life of if anyone ever figures out that you're a human, that you saw a Playboy, that you kissed a girl, that you smoked a cigarette, that you anything, if they ever figured out they'd hate you. And that was I go, that must not be true. Then now these people knew everything. These people knew everything. And they were all like, dude, I can't believe it. And they were all tagging their friends, John's back. I can't believe John. It makes me emotional to talk about, but it was like, I will never forget that the rest of my life. And I didn't mean it it wasn't for that. It was just like we were just going through some work on the counter or something like, she's like, well, let me upload this. And then we kind of got back to it. And she's like, and it was like, how loudly that spoke to me. And I think that's what got me into like, oh, well, what? Then it sent me on this road of like, oh, what else of this institution of religion have we created that's not true either? All of this stuff. And you go, oh, and the shame was, by the way, if you are very religious or you read an article about me and that information, you can't watch my videos or something based on that, that's fine. You're allowed to do that. If you think my behavior is irredeemable or beyond you can't that's fine. That's fine with me. And if you're, like you said, if you don't like you because of these gummy bears, that's fine. That's silly, but that's fine with me. And I wish that feeling for others. And I don't know I'd say that at every single one of my shows. I go, dude, someone commits suicide on this planet every 40 seconds. And we went to my cousin grew up like me, very religious, very strict Christian household. And we went to his funeral 2 years ago. He committed suicide.
Oh, man.
We went to his funeral, and there was 2,000 people there. There's 2,000 people at his funeral. So you go, wait, if he would have known, look at all these people that love him. Look at all these people that flew from all over the country to come show their love and support of this family, but that loved him. How did you get the message that there was not one person on this earth that cared about you and that you were going to end your life? Does that make sense? You're like, dude, look at, how did you receive this message? That that there was no purpose for you on earth, that there was no love for you, that everyone, if they knew you did drugs, that they would hate you. Where did you get that from? And I see a lot of people that at all of my shows, I go, I just want to let you know that there's a lot of people struggling in here with depression or hopelessness, and you're thinking you've had thoughts about not being on this planet. And I just want to let you know that you're not alone, and there's a lot of other people in here that are fighting that same battle. And you lay your head down on the pillow tonight, having those thoughts that you are not alone, and I'm there with you. And I'm on the other side of this now, but you're a good person. You deserve to be on this planet. There's a God that loves you and cares about you. And now I come back with just tremendous purpose. Now, like it's jokes at the show, but it's not joke. Yeah. It's so much bigger than that. It's not silly just telling jokes. It's like, man, the people that kept me alive and all those people, my family, obviously most important and most personal to that, but professionally, like, man, somebody told me that it's not at the beginning of your career, it's about getting laughter. When I went for 2 minutes on that, it's about getting laughs. And now it's about giving laughs. I know what it is to sit in that crowd, and I love those people so much that I wish to, obviously in make them laugh for an hour and give them a night out that they'll never forget. But I think I'm just so aware of I've seen so many people from rehab, dude, that have relapsed and committed suicide. I mean, so much addiction, so much, and this laughter for however long you're in there, or even my videos, dude. People come to me all the time, or like somebody came up to me. Everybody now is like, dude, it's so awesome to see you that you didn't
fold,
give up. Yeah, gosh, dude, there's the owner of the owner, not just the owner of the Suns, the Phoenix Suns, who I don't know him, but he loves. I'm guessing he owns an NBA franchise. He must be thrilled about that. And he got the same thing, with either sexual or racial, some allegations, and he fought and he sold the team.
Damn.
And he probably made a bunch of money, but I go, gosh, dude, no. You know, not that there's so much nuance in this conversation, that not that he hasn't maybe done some bad things, and not that I didn't need to be accountable for some things in my life, but like, dude, you can't just, we're all out here.
Yeah.
And if somebody says, I always find myself always defending celebrities that get canceled or and granted, the world's not a perfect place and there's bad people all around, but it's like, no, dude. Or if God, people have like a heroin addiction, or people have an addiction, they just like give themselves over to it, to let it take them, right? Whether it's a fight, if you're might not be fighting addiction, but you're fighting to get off your couch and go work out. You're fighting to pull into McDonald's or go home and cook yourself some broccoli. You're fighting, instead of to yell at your kids, to be kind to them and extend love to them. We're all fighting. And then when you see somebody just go, they give themselves over to it. You go, no. Or that somebody, I mean, to for me to be like sober from alcohol is a miracle. Whether you're a person of faith or not, or that I'm in a relationship, it's like, dude. But to get to man, they won. It's like, no, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I feel that's so heavy for people, and there's reconciliation that needs to happen, and forgiveness that needs to happen, and lifestyle changes that sure need to happen, all of that. But you go, I mean, I'm just thinking if I would I worked at like a restaurant or something like that, and I go, I just don't want to. And you go, no, dude, you gotta. That's like every movie, dude. The guy gets whatever in every movie. And he's like, and he goes, dude. God, I remember sitting on the like in rehab, and I remember this, that my therapist was like, dude, we can shut it all down if you want. All of it. You, at any time, could turn these cameras off, deactivate the socials, let's say move out 30 miles out, get yourself a farm, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could at any time, by the way, at any time. But if you are, there's significant opposition. It's gonna, it encourages me when people are opposed to your ideas, and it should encourage you.
Hey everybody, I'm Shawn Ryan. Click here to subscribe to the Shawn Ryan Show YouTube channel for the hottest and most compelling interviews that you will not see anywhere else. I've also made a playlist of all the previous SRS episodes, so they're easy to find. You can find that right here.